Listen, and I'm gonna tell you that's why this next issue is an issue because the FBI is now saying that Americans lost $1 billion to romance scams in 2021. So recently, the
Oh,
FBI announced that over 24,000 Americans have lost a reported $1 billion due to romance scammers just within this past year. Now, the Federal Trade Commission, the FTC, reported that romance scammers contributed to a loss of $547 million in 2021 and noted that cryptocurrency was one of the main sources of payment. Now, per Forbes, the individual median loss in cryptocurrency was $9,770 as scammers use different methods to manipulate their victims with fake cryptocurrency investment advice. Now, look, I don't know. When I think about how much money I've lost in failed romances, I think about sneakers, outfits, trips to Zara or Neiman, a couple trips, boat, stuff like that. I ain't never did nothing crazy like some of y'all. Y'all be buying people houses. Y'all be buying people motorcycles. They got these dogs that cost $20,000. I'm sorry, there has not been a penis on this earth or an ass that has made me call somebody up and say, "Baby, how much was that $20,000 dog? I got you." Like it just ain't there for me, and maybe that's because I'm cheap. But when I add up all the shoes I bought, I could own my own Zappos.
No, it makes sense, man. This pandemic got us all in the house, and now you're meeting more people virtually. And then, honestly, because it's a pandemic, a lot of people lost their work. So you heard it's crypto scams. You're thinking you're investing this money, so you're not just giving this money away to this person you so-called fell in love with. You think this person really has your best interest, and you can invest your money. So it's really just a big investment scam, and it's so sad. But it's I definitely see how this can happen to the average person. You start flirting online, things start getting a little heated. It's like, yo, you want to flip your $100? Yeah, boo. Take it right out your pocket. Done.
Mm.
wow. That's what your DMs be looking like there? That's a lot.
Well,
Wow.
there's this new show on, I think it's on Netflix about the Tinder swindler. This guy
Mm.
who's on
Yes.
Tinder swindling people out of lots of money. I haven't had the privilege of seeing that yet, but everybody keeps talking
Oh,
about
I
it.
seen it.
I don't think there's anybody that I've ever met that's made me that I've ever met that whether I've been able to see them or not see them in person has ever made me feel compelled to send a bunch of wires and cash apps and PayPals. Is this a new era thing of people just being lonely
Oh
and the
no.
in the pandemic keeping people trapped away inside their houses that they just are so desperate for love that they'll do anything?
I think the
No.
pandemic is making us go back to old school ways. Like I heard that Tinder or some app is now going to have a function where you can listen to people's bios instead of reading them. And my old ass was like, "That's the party line. They've reinvented the party line, Jason." I don't know if you remember the party line, but Jason and
Oh, I
I we
do.
were there during the height of the party line. And so in 2022 and 1998 are starting to like blur for me. So yeah, they're bringing the party line back. I think being in the quarantine has made us all kind of go back to old ways and old scams. Scamming has gone up like 45% across the board. I've had to change my debit card like 3 or 4 times. I'm not even getting Tinder swindled. So you add that to the loneliness of, hey, baby, I got your back. And to Damage's point earlier, there were two guys that I talked to. I did not date them, so this is not no exes, guys. But there were two guys that I met, and on our first and last dates, both times, they tried to talk about crypto with me. Yo, if you just give me
Hmm.
$1,000, Blue, we could be a power couple. And I was like, I don't like where this is going because you asked me for $1,000 before my entree showed up. So it is a very popular line, and I guess it's a new scam, which is really messed up.
Well, I don't want it. I don't have no time for it. Love is one of those things where, it's very complicated. But on top of that, once a person starts asking for things, and I'm very sensitive to when a person starts to make reference or suggestions that they need something or that it's so hard to hang out because their bills are driving them crazy. I'm like, well, shit, you better go handle them bills and come back and holler at me. Like, I'm okay with you finessing me because I'm gonna finesse you too, but at least let's put it all on the table. Don't play with me like I'm stupid. And the more that it happens, and this is why I always think about men who don't think about what women go through on a daily basis. All the lines y'all run on these girls, all the lines y'all run on me, they've been ran so many times that we can see it before it gets there. I just feel like people would just need to wake up a little bit and be a little bit more mindful of that. Now I could tell you, I have never been scammed, but I have been stolen from by a guy. Let me tell you something. I met somebody and spent some time with this person, and I left him in my house while I went to work. This was years ago. And when I came back, my apartment was pitch black, and I just knew, because he was from out of town, that he was gone. When I turned on the lights, baby, it looked like somebody had ran through my house. Computer was gone. Bose headphones was gone. Beats by Dre headphones was gone. Jordan's was gone. And I'm not going to tell you how that was handled, but I will tell you that I learned a very priceless experience that don't leave no nigga in your house.
Ever. Or if you do, have a camera so you can catch their little sneaky ass. I'm surprised you didn't have a camera in your apartment though. Catch their asses red-handed. Because they got those cameras you can talk through the speaker to at them like, hey, put it down. Hey, I see you. Put it down.
Well, I didn't have
Right.
cameras then. I have cameras everywhere now. I don't have a camera in my bedroom for obvious reasons, but I almost feel like putting a camera in there too. People stealing out my house and doing stuff. And sometimes if I had a little bit too much of that Don Julio, just never know. But you got to think about these things these days because people are just doing so much for clout. Even hooking up with somebody and going to sleep, people got their cell phones. It's one of those things where I'm just waiting for the videos to pop up at me. It's like, okay, we was in bed together, so what? All this gonna be is some attention on social media. But I didn't even know getting dick was news these days. But look, I just think that folks should just be careful and be very mindful of your coinage. Don't give it to anybody and everybody.